What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Track Talkers. We're going to be talking about Washougal this weekend.
Round 8 of the Pro Motocross Series.
Ty.
Yes.
I mean, what a phenomenal 450 class this weekend. That's exactly what we wanted to see, especially this late in the series, right? So what's the big question on your mind?
Honestly, is Chase Sexton need to go to Cowie? Like, has he figured it out? Like, why are we changing?
Yeah, like,
is it like a signed, sealed, delivered thing? Like, for sure? Do we know?
No, we don't know.
Like, if you're Chase, like, are you even second guessing your decision right now? Because I am.
Oh, I'm for sure second guessing it, especially after this weekend. You know what I mean? And that's the big thing. Like, I wonder how committed Chase is to going to Cowie, if he is, and does he's got to have the option to stay with KTM. And right now, after this weekend at Washougal, it's crazy how things can change so much in one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It just seemed like he was one with the bike finally. Everything was going the right way. There was no really like sketchy moments. He knew what it looked like he knew what the bike was going to do.
No matter what. Like,
yes.
Even if it was a bad thing, he knew it.
Yes. And that's what every rider is chasing. Yeah. Is what Chase found in that Moto 1 and even Moto 2. I thought he was riding really good. Like, he was going toe-to-toe with Jet Lawrence for a long time.
Yeah, Jet Lawrence made an aggressive pass before that red flag, which was cool to see that Chase was like, had him on his toes.
Yes.
You know, and the bottom line for the whole situation is that, like you said, Chase looked comfortable, which we haven't seen that in a long time. Like
Hangtown, for instance, last year when he went from 40th to 1st, like, yes, he was ripping. Like, without a doubt, he was the fastest guy on the track, but he looked sketchy doing it.
Yes.
You know, there was a lot of moments, every other lap, I felt like he had a moment where he was on the edge.
Yes.
This moment where at Washougal, it just looked like the bike was planted. It did everything that he asked the bike to do, and he was really fast.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely tell there was something different about this weekend. Like, there was some kind of spark. And I really do think that he should be watching the race this weekend and just sitting at home wondering, maybe I should stay at KTM.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is a viable option because, I mean, second moto? Let's look at the results really quick. I mean, I don't know what it says about Jason Anderson. Obviously, that's like a health-related issue.
Yeah.
But, Jason Anderson's out.
Yep.
And then Jorge Prado, we talk about him all the time, but 8-19.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Chase needs different things out of the bike that Jorge Prado needs. So who knows what that means riding a Kawasaki.
But the common denominator with Kawasaki has always been like they're super rigid on what you can do with the bike.
Yes.
Even more so than I feel like any other team now. Like, I feel like every other team, but like maybe the Star 250 program and the Kawasaki 450 program, everybody else is going to try whatever they can do to make that machine the best for the rider that they have under contract.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes, I do agree with that, but I did hear on Gypsy Tales and Pulp MX that Brock Tickle and the Cowie guys have been doing anything and everything, flying out to Club MX every week, working long hours to try to get that bike right, which, so it seems like they're opening their mind because of Jorge Prado's past results.
No, but I know they're doing everything in their power between like the parameters of what they need to do, but have you ever seen like a Cowie have Kayaba and Showa and extra triple clamps on their bike? And
no, not
what I'm saying?
No.
And
not as much. I've seen it, but not as much.
I mean, I feel like, when you can turn over.
Because I remember Joey Savacci.
Leaf.
Yeah, I remember Joey Savacci would run Showa, and then Eli Tomac would run KYB back on Cowie's.
Did he?
Yep. But still, though, either way, the big thing is Chase Sexton reflecting on like where the bike is at now and how long it took him to get this setting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just tough. And I think that kind of brings me into the next thing is just like the bike setup is so important. And like I've obviously complained a little bit and I'm out of the sport now.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm out of the sport now. And you think like, okay, some of these riders, they need to reflect on themselves and they need to get better and yada, yada, yada. But dude, Chase Sexton went from 50 seconds, 45 seconds off to 1 week later being the winner of Washougal. Now, how much does that play a factor in that he likes Washougal? Because he's obviously done good at Washougal in the past, right? And his bike setup caters so much to this style track. He runs a very soft, low setup.
I feel like his style also caters to the track where like he's really heavy on the bike. And when you're really heavy on the bike, having a harder base track where you can kind of push the bike and feel the bike more is gonna definitely benefit you.
Well, I want to talk about that a little bit.
So he's not sinking his bike and not because like let's face it, Jet's really light on the bike.
Yes.
So when he's at a sand track or a heavier track, he can kind of roll a little bit more where Chase likes to plant the bike and feel that bike. But with that being said, if you do that too much, you're going to sink. You're going to lose momentum. You're going to have some spots where it throws you off your or balance, basically. You're going to throw your balance off, and then you're trying to catch up the bike. And, you could see that if you go back and watch the softer tracks, like the sand track, or he didn't race Southwick, but like Redbud, Millville, you could see how many chunks of dirt that Chase was picking up off of lips, off of rollers, off of, ruts, where you don't really see that when Jet rides.
Yeah, I mean, Jet also...
So that tells me that Jet's super light on the bike. You kind of higher up, keeping that bike in the mid-stroke, in that meat of that part of the suspension where he's super comfortable and it's just flowing and keeping his momentum. And Jet does this better than anybody, but keeping his balance where he's not getting in front or behind the bike.
Yes, and two, on another hand, Chase runs a lower setup. So that also caters to the hard
but does he run
track.
A lower setup? I don't think he runs a lower setup on purpose. I just think he's so heavy on the bike and he puts so much weight into his heels that he literally just sinks the bike down so much.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly a lot stronger.
Because it's not like they're shortened. KTM's not making the bike shorter for, or more compact. They don't, like... how suspension works. They do not want the suspension in the bottom of the stroke.
I don't think they want the suspension in the bottom of the stroke, but I do think that he runs a physical lower to the ground setup than Jet or even Eli, especially Ken Roczen.
So all that tells me is that their rebounds, he likes his rebound super slow. He doesn't want it to be he doesn't want it to kick.
Yes.
So it just gets sucked down to the dirt.
Which I agree with. You know what I mean? Like,
to a certain point.
Yeah.
I mean, I like for my bike to feel kind of light. I don't want it to feel heavy.
Yes, and when you slow the rebound down, the bike feels super heavy, which gives you that planted feel that Chase does like, but there is major repercussions to that when it loads too much. The energy's got to go back.
There's nothing left.
Exactly.
It's going to deflect left to right, forward or back.
Okay, so how much this weekend... What's the percentage-wise that you're giving Chase was good at the track, Chase was gelling with the bike, and, like, how do you explain this? Like, what's a percentage that this was just the right track for him?
There's like good timing?
Bike? Yes, good timing.
I would say 30% track, 40% bike.
Yeah.
And then
you only got
30% him in a good mood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it all starts with the bike with him. And then
okay,
but that rolled over into, the track as well.
Okay, let's give a reference then. So if it's 30, 40, 30, what was Millville?
Millville?
Yeah.
I think it was the same breakdown, but it was just in a negative way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, So how much
What are you trying to look for?
I'm looking for
What are you trying to get?
I'm looking for how much did his bike setup and a good attitude help him this weekend compared to Melville?
Well, I think it started with his bike setup.
Yeah. So
dude, confidence is so huge. Like,
know.
you were talking about fucking, him being 45 seconds behind at Redbud, but bro, it's like
at Millville.
Well, at Millville, but it's like the same thing when you're road biking and in the peloton, bro. Would you lose that draft and you're on an island by yourself in no man's land, bro?
Yeah.
Those guys are just gonna yank you, and you're like, dude, I just don't have it today. And when you make that decision as an athlete in the race, it's over. And then there's no one in front of you, and then there's no one behind, and you don't have a championship to race for.
Yeah, you're just in
So the only thing that you're racing for basically is to get through the day, to live and fight another day.
Yeah.
Like he's not essentially like giving up, but that's the thoughts that run through your head at that moment. Yeah. I believe. Because you're you're in no man's land, and you're like, well, fuck, I'm 45 seconds behind. I don't, my fucking bike is not gelling with me. I don't have the speed today. Like, this is the best I could do today, unfortunately. You submit a little bit. And then, Washougal, feel pretty good in practice. Oh, yeah, I think this can happen. Go pop out a good start out front, feel the flow. Fucking Jet's right behind you. Oh, yeah, I could put some pressure on. Jet goes down. Hell yeah, let's go, boy. He don't got the speed today. Yeah. And then, and then pulls it out. He's like, oh yeah, I can stick with them. And then sticks right behind Jet, basically for a lot of Moto 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's huge.
I mean, this weekend was massive for Chase Sexton and KTM Group. I mean, it's to the point where it was so big that they all might sit down and like have a real conversation about how he can stay. That's how big this weekend was in my eyes.
Yes.
This was like, oh, we're already separated before this. Like, oh, what, you're going to take a few weeks off?
Take it back a second though. Like, isn't that the craziest thing about like sports? How? Like, dude, like 1 week ago, we were straight hitting the fucking panic button.
1 week ago, we're like at the Cowie fucking headquarters broing down. Yeah, we're like, yeah, bro. You're like,
yeah, when's this season
I can't wait. I'm texting the head of Cowie. Like, dude, can't wait to be over there with you guys.
When can I get on the bike, bro? Like,
can you guys like ship a bike early? I won't even like tell nobody. I'll just ride a stock one with no cameras or whatever.
And then now, like after Washougal, we're just like, bro, am I staying or am I going?
Yeah, like, can we make this work? Like, what's the possibilities here?
Yeah. What can we do?
Like, hey, did I fully commit to the Cowie contract yet, or am I out?
Yeah.
Oh, that is funny. Oh, shit. It is like that, though.
100%.
Yes. You just, like, all of a sudden, you're, like, at an all-time low.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole script can completely change. It's so life. It's not even funny.
Well, and too, just like on the other, like even with Eli, like look at the last 2 shitty weekends he had, and then he found another setup that he liked, and now he's back on the box.
Yeah, like everybody's like, what's wrong with Eli? He's sick. He's broken. He's fucked up.
We were those guys, bro.
Yes,
we were like, bro, Eli's
we were
retiring.
The least, bro. We were the least, though.
Eli's retiring for sure.
And he's just like, nah, we were just trying some, home run setups. They were either going to work or they weren't. And they just didn't work.
Until they did.
And now, all of a sudden, brand new setup.
Yeah. Eli Tomac's holding off Jet in Moto 1.
I mean, come on. What more can you ask for, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you this then, because you asked me this question earlier. Is this a bad weekend for Jet? Like, is this the worst weekend that Jet could have, and he still got a 3-1?
I definitely think that this wasn't a good weekend.
Like, this was an off weekend.
I think this was an
off weekend, and Chase and Eli Tomac capitalized on one moto.
Yeah. It was mediocre energy from Jet. It wasn't terrible, obviously, but it was just mediocre. It was just a blah weekend.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it just seemed like Chase and Eli found something fiery and Jet wasn't on. Now, what do you think Jet would have done if he was on? Because he looked off. Like, second moto especially, like before, honestly, both motos when I was watching him, especially after his crash in Moto 1 too, it just looked like he didn't have the rhythm. Like, he wasn't like, he was like,
well, yeah, you could kind of tell because when what was it, Moto 2, when he passed his brother, and then everybody was like on top of him.
Yes.
And I was like, oh shit, like he's not pulling away whatsoever.
Yeah, like before the red flag, my guy was like doing weird shit. And I don't know if that was because Chase was like, I mean, that was chaotic. That was the racing that we want to see before that red flag. That was amazing.
Yeah, where they're all four within a half a second.
Yes. And like Hunter was doing a really great job of riding him like by himself and just doing his thing. And Jet couldn't really like figure it out. And Hunter was riding his line and not letting his brother by.
Yeah.
And then Chase and Eli were coming up from behind. And it was just like, that is what we wanted to see. But when all that happened and it did get chaotic, you seen Jet's brain starting to spin. Like, he's like, I got to do it. I got to do it now. I got to do it now. I got to do it now. And he got a little frantic and you could see his bike doing some weird shit. He wasn't just as melodic as he usually is.
Melodic.
Dude, I know that's a weird word, but when Jet rides, it's musical, dude. The timing, everything, his flow,
yes,
the way he does things, it all is connected and it's like a consistent rhythm is what Jet is so good at. He just keeps going and he does it on pace and there's nothing that's notchy. And that's the first time I really seen Jet get a little notchy. And now, was that a bad weekend like we talked about? And was it a bad bike setup? And then Chase and Eli had finally some decent setups. Yeah.
I think it was a combination.
I think it was a combination too, you know, and it's.
I just like the hard pack tracks because I feel like the hard pack tracks get more. Is it more parity?
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
In the race results.
Yes. Well. Yeah, I don't.
I just don't like. There can be hard pack tracks and some shitty tracks on the circuit, but like that's what makes it like the best circuit around. We don't need to, when we have a hard pack track, we don't need to add sand to it all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Hangtown, we're almost adding so much sand and so many wood chips onto it. It's creating like an East Coast vibe.
It is. It definitely is creating an East Coast vibe. And they try to do that because I feel like they're trying to make every track loamy.
Yeah, I know. But like this track we're watching, we have it on right now. It's like, bro, one or two lines and then flat track in the middle of the ruts is actually really good. So they can cross up and have some creative lines. And then one line is not that dominant fast line. You know, if the track's flat with no lines, like I think these guys like it more.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And two, like we
need to get away from slot car racing.
Yes, and I think you brought up a really good point when we were talking earlier. It's just like, dude, I think it is okay for a world championship to have different styles of tracks. You know, everybody's trying to prep the track the exact same, gnarly and rutted. And it was fun to see this Washougal track be hard pack like this because what it did was Jet and Hunter's bike are clearly, to me, from watching, faster than Chase's bike.
Yes.
I don't know if it's faster than Eli's, but it's faster than the KTM. Here, because it's so hard packed like it is, the privateers, the guys with slower bikes or have mapped their bikes to be a little smoother, really have an advantage over the guys that are just pumping out mass amounts of horsepower because the bike is rolling so much and it doesn't slow the thing down that I really believe that it even the field out motor-wise, which makes a big difference.
And something that you missed as well is when we have drastic, like, or not drastic, but different track conditions, they have to be drastic because everybody's just going to run the freaking paddle if it's soft.
Yeah.
You know? This is one of the first races that we were seeing the knobby tire back.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
With that being said, Eli still ran the scoop first moto.
I know.
It's still good enough to run the scoop first moto.
But that's why I'm saying, like, for the track to be able to not run the scoop, that fucker's got to be hard pack.
Like hard pack.
Yes.
Like we're talking like Texas Motor Speedway hard pack.
Yeah, or like, what was that track that we raced up in Utah, the outdoor track?
Oh, gosh, I can't even remember. Utah something.
Yes, outside of Salt Lake City.
Yep. That track got really hard packed, but they put a bunch of mulch in it. You probably would have ended up running the scoop regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But different dirt compounds and not prepping the track and having them be all the same I think is a good thing. I mean, dude, what?
I mean, prep the track and stuff like that.
Iron Man's going to be gnarly and rutted.
Yep.
Unadilla is going to be gnarly and rutted.
Bud's Creek
Red Bud gnarly and rutted.
Creek.
Bud's Creek gnarly and rutted and soft.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, those are the tracks that we do like. That dirt, it's not like the dirt is bad. It's just that I love to see Deegan and Jet and those guys able to cut under and use a whole different style of track
slicing
racing.
And dicing.
It was just a different style of racing.
Mm-hmm.
It was more about the apex and how you were cutting off the turns, and like using arcs like a road race track versus get in the best rut, get the lean angle right, and fucking hammer the throttle.
Yeah.
And try to not dip into the rut too deep so your bike sucks down.
Or how about just make the track flat so we can actually see some like flat tracking corners and see these guys slide the bike around. Because that's, realistically, like railing ruts, like these guys can rail ruts, but we get so numb to it. But these guys are so talented. If we saw these guys and have some really flat corners, these guys can light up that rear wheel and slide around all the way around a 60-foot fucking sweeper.
Yes.
But we have to make those corners like that so they can do that.
Yes.
And it's not just slot car racing.
Absolutely. We got a lot of sponsors taking the show, helping us out. Dirt Trick Sprockets, gonna bring this next segment, and I think it's a important one. It's bike setup. And we've been seeing that like a lot lately, and what I want to bring up is Marvin Muskin, takes a week and goes in California and does downhill. Supposedly the bike wasn't working down the hills and does some testing for downhills. And all of a sudden, Chase Sexton lights up the world. And then Eli Tomac.
How many days did Marvin test?
Supposedly a week. It's probably more than that.
So probably at Glen Helen?
I would assume, right? Whatever's got some good downhills. And then Eli Tomac out of left field throws another setup at it and goes from looking like 8th place, not comfy, won't go, to now, beats Jet, holds Jet off in the first moto and podiums in the second moto.
Let me ask you this. Do you think bike setup is for them? Or like, let's just say, I'm going to just keep it because like bike setup was never like, I didn't want the bike to unnecessarily work better for the bike. I wanted the bike to be set up to what I thought the bike could do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I always wanted to have the bike feel light and kind of bounce back towards me so I could feel light and kind of like work with the bike instead of the bike. Like the only thing that I wanted the bike to do was not dance side to side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where I could fix a lot of it. But other than that, like I could make the bike work.
Yeah. If you can keep the bike going straight, Ty was all about it.
Yes. Like I could make it work. And then bike straight, but I wanted the rebound fast enough where that thing would bounce back at me. Where like I would get like 4 kickers in and it would just unload and be light, and then I could set that thing up. No problem.
Yeah.
Was there any like specific things that you always look for when you were setting up your bike?
Yeah, I hated rigidity feel. I did not like it. I was like I was the opposite of you. I wanted my bike to feel super soft because what I liked was I rode really front end heavy always. So if I couldn't feel my front tire, like every nook and cranny, not comfy at all. You know, it was like almost like the Kevin Windham style setup where like if my front end, if I couldn't feel the front tire underneath me at all times touching the ground, like if I felt like my bike was stiff and chattering and skipping over shit, I'm out. I'm fucking out. You know what I mean? Because I was always like really precise. You know, that was always me. Supercross, motocross, and that's why I struggled. I was always super precise. I wanted everything to be perfect. So I had to feel that front end. And what would happen to get that feel, I want the forks to feel far out. And then I wanted that thing to have a really, really fast rebound in the front and feel and always be on the softer side so it would follow the bumps on the ground. So the bike would never, the front end was touching the ground as much as possible. You know, the bumps would hit it and it would be right back on the ground and it would be touching the ground at all times.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
It is sketchy, but it worked really, really good for me in Supercross.
Yeah.
But regardless of this conversation, I think the biggest thing and the future of this sport, because what we're seeing, I think the future of this sport is how good of a test rider can you hire for your team and how good is your guy at actually communicating what is good and what isn't good. You know, I really think I've been talking shit on these guys about how you need to look, you know, at yourself and your speed and say maybe you suck and it's not as much of the bike, because that's like the Ricky Carmichael theory. You know what I mean? Ricky Carmichael was like a bulldog. When his bike wasn't right, he just fucking made it work. You know?
Yeah.
And the Chad Reed and the Villapoto era and now even more, the bike setup is just getting more and more and more important because these guys are so close.
Well, and too, I think these guys are just going so fast, and the motorcycles are faster than ever.
I agree with you. And the thing that I'm saying
is just like, it's like the 250 theory. Like the reason why 250s can turn and feel so good is because they're under power.
Yeah.
You know, and at slower speeds.
Yep.
You know, your Cadillac might feel good at 40 miles an hour, but when you fucking punch that thing and hit a corner at 120, and it's got a bump in it, and or there's a bridge, and you got to go from the asphalt to the bump of the bridge back to the corner.
Yeah,
that thing's gonna feel sketchy.
Yeah, I don't know. It really, really made me rethink how important bike setup really is now and how much more important it's getting. I think for these manufacturers, if they don't hire somebody like a Chad Reed and, you know, top guys at communicating, like for instance, Marvin Muskin at KTM.
Do you think that's going to be like a full-time spot for Marvin?
Bro, Marvin Muskin just completely turned around KTM. Did he not?
I mean, yeah, I would really like to learn more about how long they test or what they found.
Whatever they did this week on that bike just changed everything for the KTM group, for Chase Sexton. Chase Sexton now has doubt in his mind if he should be leaving. Yes or no?
I would say yes.
If he had the bike last week at fucking Millville, this weekend, do you think he'd be thinking about staying at KTM?
What do you mean?
If he had the bike at Millville that he had and he brought it to Washougal, do you think he'd be thinking about staying at KTM?
Well,
hell nah.
Oh, you're saying the same bike he had at Millville to Washougal. Got it.
Yes. If you're 45 seconds back at Washougal again, you're like, yep, I'm making a good decision. I'm out. Now, you're like, oh shit, finally, after all these years, this is what's up.
Mm-hmm.
It brings light to the situation. And it's one good test rider away to one good setting away to make all these guys happy.
So what is your percentage? Because like, let's be real here. At a certain point, the rider's got to know what their suspension's doing. Like the test rider, let's clarify something for everybody that's listening, is like the test rider is not just doing suspension. They're also doing R&D on parts and sifting through a lot of parts so Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence don't have to test everything, or Jorge Prado doesn't have to test everything, or Chase Sexton or Aaron Plessinger doesn't have to test anything. They kind of pick the parts and literally run through hundreds and hundreds of parts through Trey Kennard or through Brock Tickle or through now Marvin Muscan to try to get the best ones for the rider.
Yes.
Regardless of suspension.
Yes.
Just like frames, motor mounts, anything possible, they run through them first.
Yep.
But it gets to a certain point where the rider has the job of setting up the forks and the shock they get and making sure they're on the right track.
Yes. I mean, dude, let's put it this way. If I owned a team and I was a manufacturer, this is what I would do. This is what I would do.
Let me know.
Okay? I would take the championship bike that I win on every year. I would literally take that bike and put it to the side every year. We won on this setup. I'm not changing anything. The motor, the fucking parts, everything. I'm going to take that bike and set it to the side.
Yes.
Every year. And what I'm going to do is every time I go test riding, I'm going to line those things up and make sure they're perfect every single time. And I'm going to go ride the new setup, go try the new part, and have the test rider hop on the old bike. I mean, how many times have we now seen these guys? Oh, I got to go back to my old setup. Oh, I got to go back to my old setup. Oh, I got to go back to my old setup. I mean, why? I don't know if they are or aren't doing this, but they're going to they are going to need to do that in the future without a doubt, because obviously what's happening is they're testing, getting too far away, and then they have to come back. And then they're not realizing which parts were actually in a positive direction. But that's what I'm saying, and that's what's so apparent. And I think that's what's really bringing us to light this weekend, or what's coming to light this weekend, is how important a test rider is and how much these guys need to invest, the manufacturers and the teams, in a guy that knows what the fuck they're doing and is still fast.
Well, yeah. And understanding what your rider wants.
Yes. And actually knowing the difference between something that's going to be good and something where we just went way too far away. And the problem is it's really, really hard not to find a yes man. You know? Like, I really like Trey Kennard. And I don't know how he communicates, but I'm assuming he's one of the nicest guys ever, right?
Yeah, but at this point, you got to think he knows what he's doing with the boys, because those bikes have been on point.
Yes, but that's true. And I think they have a good formula, right? Yeah. I'm saying Trey tests some shit, gets it in the ballpark, but he's not running their setup, I wouldn't assume.
Oh, for sure. He's rode Jet's bike as is.
Okay. Then it's going to Darren. Then the boys are figuring it out after that.
Yeah, because you got to think, like, let's just go back to January this year. The boys were in a bad place in Supercross.
Bad. Why didn't they just run their last year's setup?
Bro, you know the answer to that. I don't know why, but people think that they have a setup that it's going to be good for the races, and then they don't ride a track that's rough enough. I don't know what the fuck happened. And then all of a sudden it's like fire drill after A1. Oh shit, we're way off.
Way off. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's
but Supercross setups, I think, are always difficult, because you come off outdoors where you run softer, more compliant,
turny ass bike,
comfortable like motorcycle, and then you you try to hop on your old bike from and literally you feel like shit.
Yeah, you're just riding a fucking jackhammer.
Yes.
Your arms are toast. Everything's toast.
You're like, did I really like this?
Yeah. But yeah, I think that is what's coming for the future of our sport is the importance of a key test rider.
I think it's already here.
I think it's here, but I think it's going to get more and more prominent as the years go on, how important it's going to be to have a guy that has enough experience right off of retirement that doesn't want to race but still wants to ride and can actually give good input and not bullshit and not be a yes man and not be somebody that just is happy to get a paycheck. You know what I mean?
I don't think any of us guys, I mean, motocrossers in general are like, yes,
dude,
we
a lot of
understand.
people have to play by the rules though. Like you got to think Brock Tickle's one of those guys where, you know, he is going to be in limits. And we've obviously heard a lot over at Kawasaki where they don't want to try other stuff where, you know, I think Jorge Prado's getting more parts to try over there because he's bitching so much where Brock Tickle didn't even have that opportunity. They're just saying, Brock, we want you to test these parts.
Well, that's the thing though, is like, that's where the self-belief and the self-confidence where you need to believe your capabilities so you know what the goal is and where you should be at when you get everything you want. But you also have to perform when you get everything you want. You know what I'm saying?
Very true. Yeah.
You know what? Beach, is that the animated thing on Instagram?
Yep, Beach Creations, yep.
Did you see the Ducati little bikes they made with
Dylan Ferrandis and somebody else?
And Justin Barcia?
Yeah, I somebody announced that. I don't know if it's true. We can't even trust anybody on the internet anymore because I feel like everybody just throws shit up on Instagram as soon as they hear a whim.
I know.
They don't even care.
It would make sense.
No, it definitely would make sense. Dylan Ferrandis and Justin Barcia going over there.
Yeah.
I mean, Ducati specifically said they wanted a title contender, though. And no offense to Dylan Ferrandis and Justin Barcia.
Everybody wants
a title contender.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
no one's gonna come out and say, "Oh, I want the 7th place best dude."
Yeah. Well, Stan Benson Racing helps us out a lot. We appreciate them. They're out of Bakersfield. If you need anything, ETS Fuel Pirelli tires, grab something from them. The
Stan
250
Benson
class.
Renzi.
Yeah, Stan Benson Racing. The 250 class was pretty awesome this weekend, dude.
It was good to see.
I was really stoked. I think some big highlights of the weekend. I know Joe Shimoda obviously comes away with a big win, and
what was your big highlight?
Dylan Schwartz or Marchbanks, dude. To see Dylan Schwartz,
and how about Garrett Marchbanks in fastest qualifier?
Yes, I want to talk about Dylan Schwartz though. I mean, what 4:11?
Okay, regardless of the scores though.
Yeah,
I was thinking about this when I was watching the race. Hopefully this like stamps his name on like getting that factory ride next year.
Give this man a ride, bro.
I mean, I'm not talking shit on Bar X. Like Myron is our guy and everything, but
dude, Myron does a good job with Bar X and that whole team.
They have a
good bike.
Yes, they have a good squad over there and a good team for sure.
Yes.
But for just the confidence I feel like Dylan would get from being on PC or being on Star.
Yeah.
Because that's where he would go. One of those two.
Yeah.
I would say.
Obviously. I mean, it'd be really cool to see him on Star. What I would really like to see, I was thinking about this.
What would you really like to see, Adam?
I would really like to see him do Bar X for another Supercross season, but be signed with Star, or even have him not do Supercross next year and have him start outdoors next year, then do Supercross the year after that and train him that way.
Why?
You know, just give him more time. Because, you know, it just seems like Dylan Schwartz has struggled a little bit more in Supercross. He's still decent. for sure at Supercross, but he's not as good at Supercross as he is at outdoor. And I think when you have to debut these guys on Supercross, and obviously Supercross is harder technically than motocross. It's not physically more demanding, no way. But when you have to do something more technical and you're on a team and you have that extra pressure on you to do good because you want to do good because you got signed on the best team, or PC or Star, either way, you get signed. Yeah. There's that extra added pressure. And when you're pushing harder on Supercross, it's less forgiving. And I think that's when you see those guys get those rides and then get hurt before they can even go out. Look at Ty Masterpool getting the ride and then gets one race in because he has to fill in and he gets hurt. And then now he doesn't get to race till outdoor. And then now he's jacked up again, right? And so, if Dylan Schwartz does get that PC or that Star ride, I'd really like to see those guys go, hey, let's hold off on Supercross. Let's train Supercross. Let's start you outdoor, and then we'll roll it into that next year, and then you'll do Supercross after you have a year under your belt. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that move?
I don't agree. I don't agree with it.
Why is that?
Well, because I think this is going to be his what? This is his.
He's been here a
second
while.
year, third year.
I want to say third at least.
I think year. This would be this next year. I would say is the start of his third year.
No, I would say next year start of his fourth because he was on Suzuki,
Bar X Suzuki,
and Progressive too. Our team, Progressive Suzuki.
Yeah,
I want to say this is year 3 for him.
Okay. Well, with that being said, then I think he would blossom if he went over to the Star camp and had a full off season with everybody at Star.
Yep.
On those Supercross tracks, have him race West Coast. So then he has plenty of time to get ready for outdoor next year.
Yeah. I mean,
Bobby's just got to understand that he's like more of an outdoor specialist and Supercross is going to take a little bit more time.
Yeah, but that's even if he gets that ride. You know what I mean? I think right now he's looking for a fill-in, to be honest.
I know, but dude, our homie, where is that guy? Nate Thrasher. Dude, what's going on?
Bobby Reagan and Nate Thrasher have some kind of weird relationship. I don't know what they got going on, but I just feel like he's going to be on Star for life. I just feel like that's who Nate Thrasher is.
I mean, he does really good in Supercross, but dude, outdoor is not his forte.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have no comment on that, and that's very rare for me to not have a comment.
And then what about, shout out Enzo Timmerman getting 13th, went 14-13 on that Kawasaki. He should be racing Loretta Lynn's in the next couple weeks.
Yep. Still on an older year bike too.
Yep.
Older year Kawasaki.
That's kind of interesting, right? Is like who's gonna be that new rookie who gets that PC spot?
Yeah. Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. But Garrett Marchbanks, bro, our boy. They just have to get the starts figured out for him. Like,
bro, the boy's huge.
I know he's huge, but you have to. At some point, you have to get over it. You have to figure it out. I mean, he has the best team, or tied for the best team that's out there.
Yep.
He can get a start. He just has to figure it out. Hammaker's getting a start, and I know he's a little lighter. Don't get me wrong, but figure it out. You have to figure it out. Get Mitch to give you a little bit more horsepower. I don't know what's going on.
Garrett Marchbanks is third in the championship now.
Yes. Third in the championship. He's a bad motherfucker, period. He's riding really, really good right now. But if
that's
he could,
super motocross points, he's third in.
If he could get a start, he can do it. I think he could run up. He could have won this weekend with 2 hole shots.
Yes. I think he could have been battling if he can just get in the top 5.
Yes. Top 5. Okay. Joe Shimoda. How
Japanese rider.
So the Wasabi Joe. That's his new nickname, Wasabi Joe.
We don't know where it came from, but it's Wasabi Joe.
I think it came from James Stewart. How are we going to? We talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
He is obviously getting better and doing the typical Joe Shimoda.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is, what does Joe have to do to make this stick? Do we go overseas and just race every weekend, or what? Do we just not stop racing?
No, I think he's going to be fine, bro. In Joe eyes.
We say that every year, and then he starts out 15th at the first round.
Yeah, but look at Hayden's going to be gone next year.
Not for Supercross.
He's not going to be on the same coast as Joe.
You don't think so? You think they're going to put Hymas?
Yeah.
With Deegan?
Mm-hmm. Because I think Deegan's going to go probably... no, he'll probably go West Coast next year.
I would assume, right?
I would assume. And even if Joe...
Honestly, I know this sounds crazy, but I think Deegan will go whatever coast he's less comfortable on to get ready for the 450 the next year. Just to get more experience on those tracks.
Well,
that's a Deegan thing.
I would say West Coast just because gets it done first and then goes on the 450. Because he's supposed to be already...
Oh, that's right. That would be a big move, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is try to get that done so he can do as much testing for outdoor. Speaking of outdoor testing with Deegan, he said he's riding the 450 this week.
Yeah.
I wonder, he's going to put up some kind of TikTok or something.
Do you think that's going to be... I don't even think that's a big deal whatsoever. I feel like
he's probably ridden a 450 a million times.
He's probably ridden in Eli Tomac's or Cooper Webb's bike time or two.
Dude, I see those star kids ride 450s all the time in the offseason because they don't want to blow their bikes up.
Yeah.
Literally, Bobby's smart. Dude, give the kid a 450, put their suspension on it, get that shit dialed in so they can go ride the bike that's not going to blow up every 15 hours.
And for all the people that think Deegan's not going to be good on 450, I'm just saying this out loud. It's literally a dirt bike that is faster than what he has right now. The same wheelbase, the same size wheels, basically the same size frame, just faster.
And you know what?
And you don't think he's going to be a better on a faster motorcycle that he can just go faster from point A to point B?
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is the big idiotic thing.
What is the thing?
This is the big idiotic thing to all those people. What's the biggest determining factor of being good in the 450 class if you were good in the 250?
What, starts?
No.
Huh.
Your mental confidence and approach to the class. Is it not?
Yes.
It's, do you feel like you should be there, or are you now a small fish in a big pond?
Mm-hmm.
Deegan is a big fish no matter where he goes because that's just his attitude.
Hey, the spirit of Shark Week, he is a shark.
That's what I'm saying.
In either pond he goes to.
And he does not care. He wants a piece of jet. And the way he thinks is he's like, I'm just going to do whatever I can until I beat Jet. He don't care if he loses to Jet fucking 20 times. He just was going to keep coming at him at like a little honey badger until he gets him. And he is going to torment every guy in that 450 class. Oh, it's going to be so much fun to watch, dude. He's just going to be the young little shit-talking brother that just doesn't quit.
Yes.
Just all the time. I mean, he was already talking shit to Ken Roxon when Ken Roxon was talking shit on him.
Yes.
I mean, and you, don't get me wrong. All these guys in the 450 class are very mature, and it's going to take more to get to them. But, dude, at some point, it's going to get to him.
He's going to be like Barsha, 4.0.
Oh, yeah, 100.0. Ryder D. Francisco, I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about Julian getting knocked the fuck out That was shitty, wasn't it?
Julian?
I mean, Jalik. Sorry, Jalik.
God, bro.
Not Julian.
I was like,
Jalik.
Julian wasn't even on the track, was he?
No, he was not. Jalik Swole. Oh, dude. He looked so good at the beginning of the moto. Dude, he was gone. Did you see that start he pulled? And then he pulled at least 3 seconds. And then my guy said, nah, bro. I'm out.
That is crazy. You know what I just noticed?
What?
After you said Julian, there wasn't a factory KTM 250 on the track this weekend.
Nope. No Tom Vial. He got a little banged up.
They should just put Lux Turner or Avery Long on that thing for the last 4 rounds.
He's thinking about his Garibaldi Honda right now. That's so messed up, dude.
That is so messed up.
Do you think we're a contributing factor into
no,
running
not at
him?
all.
Bro, the media has to be. Right?
Wow.
We are,
That's
everybody's like, he's not going to do good in the 450. That's hard to have to deal with, right? I mean, I guess it's just up to you. You're the one getting the $1 million paycheck. Fuck does it matter?
It doesn't.
What does it matter what I say?
It doesn't matter what we say at all, but if you listen to it, then it matters.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Wow, wise words from Uncle Ty.
Just dropping bars.
Seriously, that was what? Okay, Uncle Ty. Ryder D, Deegan collision. Whose fault was it? Was it actually a racing incident? Ryder D definitely got off balance.
Yes.
Deegan looked like he was sending it in that corner, though, and got a little reflect back, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of how do we stand on that? I mean, it looked like Deegan pushed him down too small. Get out the way.
Deegan could have gave him a little bit more room. I think they were just
a little. Bro had 10 feet on the left side.
Yeah, he could have definitely gave. Deegan could have gave a little bit more room, a lot more easier than Ryder D. But Ryder D was definitely. I think there was mistakes taken on both ends.
Yeah,
but they both slid out of that pretty good.
They really did. They really did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that everybody's okay, and it was good to see Ryder D finally get a start and get up front and run for a little bit. I mean, it wasn't. It obviously wasn't as long as it needed to be, but to see him moving that direction is what we want to do. I just hope that didn't kind of hinder his confidence with that crash and everything going on. Another sponsor that helps us out at Cherbis Plastics. If you need some plastics, go to cherbis.com. They got the best fitting plastics in the world, Uncle Ty. Right?
And speaking of Cherbis, Maximus Vollen was ripping this weekend.
Yeah, Max did good. Max did really good. But we want to get into the big dub, big L of the weekend. Who's your big dub, big L?
I would say I'm going with the obvious big dub this weekend. Garrett Marchbank's getting on the podium.
No. No way. Who's the obvious? I'm saying, I'm not even kidding, Ty.
Obviously, it would be Chase Sexton.
No, it is not. And this is a monumental moment for the big dub this weekend.
I am lost then. What is the monumental big moment, big dub for this weekend?
The monumental big moment, the Cherbis big dub, goes to the rider that goes 5-5 on the Triumph. Austin Forkner, give it up one time. We are back, boys. I mean, what a weekend, dude.
Absolutely.
5-5 for Austin Forkner after getting his brain worked on. I mean, is that not strides in the right direction?
Hey, it's mind-blowing.
Bro, I have been punching air trying to defend Austin Forkner from the beginning of the year. Dude, just stay healthy. Just make it through a year. We don't care about his results. We don't give a shit. We're just trying to get better. I'm talking I have been chugging on the Forkner train for so long. And finally, my guy, we take off the station.
That's his best finish since 2023.
Oh man, that has to feel good.
Oh, it has to, right?
I
And like you said,
I would have cried.
Hey, like you said, I think the Triumph's looking good.
The Triumph is looking. It makes me want to go ride a Triumph to see what's like under the hood.
They're getting whole shots. A lot of the riders are in the top 10.
Dude, Mikkel Harrop.
Ripping.
Did you not see Jordan Smith running the same lap times as the leaders in Moto 1?
What?
Come on. I mean, everybody over there has really been excelling and doing good.
Mm-hmm.
That program and the way that they have it structured is just solid for everybody. And I'm just really, really happy for Austin Forkner. You think he cried or no? I'm saying he got back and maybe teared up with his wife.
Probably.
I mean, I would have. I mean, you have to think this year has been tough.
Yes. It's been a tough pill to swallow, but he's it's gonna sound good. He swallowed it good. Because like
he did.
The goal from January was stay healthy and race every single race.
Do you know how hard that is with an ego?
Regardless of the result.
Like Austin Forkner.
It's been tough to be a fan of Austin Forkner some weekends.
But Austin Forkner is like a missile. He always just wants to launch himself into oblivion. He's been the rider that just does what it takes to go that fast.
Yes.
Like, even if he can't
regardless
go
of the bike setup, regardless of the day.
I feel like I'm going to throw up. Don't matter. We're going for the dub. You know, and that's just been Austin Forkner's whole career. And for him to reel that in and now go top 5 and think about how good it is for him next year knowing that their bike setup is that good.
Yes.
I mean, dude, that bike works in the whoops.
So let me ask you this. I had a question about that. With like such a new bike setup, like basically everything new.
Yeah.
Do they keep the same model until they like figure it out, or do they have to like develop a 2026 like everybody else?
Well, I mean, everybody's on the Suzuki train now, dude. Nobody's changing their bike anymore. They're just like, dude, Suzuki is smart. We want to leave our bike. It's a good bike. Let's just put new graphics on it, and everybody will buy them. I mean, like you said, we talked about it earlier. You have to kind of do something new, gimmicky for the fans to
buy a new
bike. Mm-hmm. But in their case right now, with the strides they've made forward, I would say the biggest thing that they want to do to their bike is take what they've tested and made better and just implement that on their new models. Like if that's, we did a linkage change. We did a rake change on the thing. We have a new triple clamp that works better. We have a new setting in the fork or something that maybe can translate to the stock bike.
Yeah.
We did a different piston that works better. We did a different flywheel. We did a different crank. We lightened up the crank. We made the piston, we made the piston a little shorter and cut the head down. We added more weight here. We did something, whatever they're doing on the race team to make their bike better is what they should try to implement in the safest way possible to improve the 2026, where they don't have to just try to restructure everything. Because we were talking about bike setup earlier, but it's just getting more and more prominent where like when these guys find a good setup, you can't stray away from that too much, because then you have to like restart over, because everything on a dirt bike is yin and yang. When you change one thing, you change the other. If you make the fork stiffer, then the rear shock gets softer. If you change the rake angle on the front, then the rear of the bike gets light and it's doing something different.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. And that I've never in my life had something more prominent with cause and effect than a dirt bike.
Yeah.
It's like if you go 10% more this way, then it's 10% the other way on something else.
Yeah, if
no matter what.
If you have little 10 chips and you want to disperse them, you only have 10 chips. You can't make 12. You can't make 15.
Yeah.
You're gonna put 5 in the front, 5 in the back. If you want a little bit more in the front, well, then you're taking from the back and put it to the front.
Exactly. That was a great. Oh, yes. So Ty. Oh, you're so smart. Freaking love you, bro. Yeah. Well, this is part of the sport, but California Coast Plumbing in the trenches. If you need any plumbing supplies, they help us out. We love those guys. Chad Gores, Chris Gores, Papa, Jeff Gores, best guys down in Anaheim. They do a really great job on plumbing. They do commercial plumbing jobs, and we appreciate their help. They helped me out through my whole career. But, you know, in the trenches, in the sport, we have guys that have to go through it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Chase Sexton going through it. We've seen Eli Tomac. He's kind of in the trench right now.
Mm-hmm.
But who's your pick right now? Who's got to dig themselves out?
Well, besides the injury list that just got monumental this last week.
Yep.
The person that I feel like has got to kind of get out of the trench is Hunter Lawrence.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been off the podium, when was it? Since like round 3 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time he's been off the podium, and he just went 5-4.
Yeah.
So.
And, too, I thought he was actually pretty good at Washougal, too.
Well, that's what I mean. Was he? Because that's where he got tracked down by Deegan in the 250 class. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, Deegan's like a juggernaut.
And I just feel like to keep Hunter sane, he needs to get a win this season.
I just think
But it's going to be really tough now that Chase, Jet Lawrence, and Eli Tomac are all kind of
on good bikes now.
Yes.
On good bike setups.
Mm-hmm.
And now Eli and Chase just got a whole bunch of confidence.
Yes. And Hunter got eaten up after the red flag.
Dude, he literally he just looked like he just didn't have it. You know?
He didn't have the pace right off the bat.
No.
He's not that guy who kind of like.
And it looked like before the red flag he was doing solid, but it looked like he was just fighting. Like, he looked like a kid that doesn't know how to swim, trying to like not drown. You know, he was just doing everything.
Say that bad.
I mean, that's the analogy. When I was watching
he still went 5-4.
I mean, obviously not that bad, but like when I was watching him, that's what it looked like to me when those 3 guys were with him. He didn't look like he was on that level. He just looked like he was doing good. He was doing solid, but he just looked like he was clawing and like putting out more effort than those guys were.
Mm-hmm.
He was just trying to hang on with all his might to stay above water.
Yes.
You know, and once they got past, it was kind of like he could settle in and that was the pace he's comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, maybe you got to get uncomfortable. He's got a little too much. It's not me in him, but a little bit too much of like the style that I kind of had where you just want to be too precise and you got to figure out how to hang it out a little bit more. You know, he's got too much precision, and that's kind of his attitude and the way he carries himself is, oh, I want the bike to be perfect and we're doing the setup.
I don't think that. I just think what I see, and this is just outside looking in, is he's gotten fucked up a lot, and he knows where he knows where the bar is, where he can be safe and can make it happen, and he doesn't push past that bar when it's not there. And I think that's just a smart way of looking at it, and that's how you can stay healthy through fucking 31 races that we have now.
Yeah.
And he still didn't stay healthy. He crashed in freaking Supercross.
I agree. I do agree with you, but his bar isn't as high as those top 3 guys.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he just has to get. For Hunter to win, he needs to have a good day and then trust that feeling and then go past that bar for him to win.
Yeah, I mean, I still go back to what I said last week. He's got to get away from his brother. He's got to do his own training program, even if that means show up on a different day than Jet.
That's not going to happen.
Bro, if you want a new Porsche or whatever he wants, he better figure it out because he's gonna be he's going to be the bake to the shake if
Bro,
he don't figure it out.
He's about to get second in the championship, and then he's going to probably get third or fourth in the freaking SMX championship too. It's like another like 250,000.
Well, the problem is in 10 years, the only name on there is going to be Jet.
Doesn't matter when he can retire.
They don't list second place.
Doesn't matter when he can retire and not work the rest of his life.
Very true. Very true. I mean, if that's the way you're looking at it, but I'm looking at it as like in the trenches of that. I think Hunter has the potential to win. I just think he's a notch away. He's one smart move away, just like Chase and Eli. He's right there. Stop letting your brother ride your bike. You've seen that, right?
What?
Where they're swapping bikes like every press day now.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah, they just swap bikes every press day now. It's like a thing now. I'd be like, bro, get off my bike. I'm not giving you my bike setup.
I don't want your bike set up.
Let me ride your bike, but you can't ride mine. Speaking of somebody else riding your bike, pretty cool this weekend. We seen Jason Thomas and Steve Mathis do like a whole shot shootout.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
I feel like anybody that relatively new on how hard it is to start good.
Yeah.
Knew the outcome of that.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, you were like, hey, did you watch that? And I was like, no, I didn't watch it. I was like, did Jason Thomas smoke his ass? And like, I like Steve. And Steve was on a factory 450 Hunter Lawrence's bike that gets hole shots all the time. That got the gnarliest hole shot in the second moto.
Yes.
Right? He was on that bike.
Yes.
But the bike, if you don't have the skill, then bike can't do it for you.
Yes. 100%.
I mean, give us the breakdown of the video.
Well, the breakdown of the video was like they were on the Washougal starting line. They were right by the doghouse.
Yep.
And they had like a few practice starts they could do. And then there was the best out of 5. And Jason Thomas got, I think, every single one.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Jason Thomas was literally a professional. That's what he did for a career.
Yeah. I don't know when's the last time he rode his bike, though. So I guarantee you he was
Steve
a little
rides
nervous.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, he was nervous for sure.
Yeah.
Without
Jason
a doubt, Jason Thomas was nervous. I mean, Steve was nervous too, but he had nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Steve,
he did it.
Steve had nothing to lose.
He was enjoying riding the factory Honda.
Steve's like, yeah, bro, I'm the like a Winnebago, whatever. What's the
Winnebago?
Not Winnebago. What is he on? Manitoba or something like
Manitoba,
that?
a 5-time champion or
something
shit.
like that in the vet class. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, outcome that we thought. X brand goggles. You want clear vision? You want the best goggles? We have X brand support the show. We appreciate it so much. Go to xbrand.com. Get your goggles today. Does the zebra keep his stripes? I don't even want to talk about Levi, to be honest. I don't even want to bring him up on the show.
Right,
Levi has just disappointed me. Like, it's just been so frustrating. Like, the potential that Levi has is so high, and he is just not capitalizing right now.
No.
And it's all because of starts. Well, that's not true. He's been tucking front, too.
Yeah, but he needs to get it together.
Okay. So who are we gonna go with? Does the zebra keep his stripes? Oh, shout out Colt Nichols. 9th place overall. Big shout out my team. Colt Nichols, what's up? Great job. Does the zebra keep his stripes? Who are we going with?
Even Justin Barsha did good at 7-7.
Hell yeah. Valentin Guillot did really good too. He always does good. I like shouting out Valentin. That's
Does this I'll do this because we haven't talked about our boy Garrett. I don't think enough credit.
Okay.
Is this turning a new leaf for Garrett? Like, are these new stripes coming along with the fastest qualifier and with the 3-4?
I think they're new stripes, but I think it's like this much of a stripe.
I know, but like,
I think this is going to be a long earn.
Who's the next? Like, I think Garrett's in line for that next, like, always in the podium, like,
okay,
3 to 5 guy.
Who's your?
I think he's going to be. He's been way more consistent this year than Levi.
Oh yeah. If I had to give Garrett Marchbanks or Levi Kitchen a contract next year,
Be Garrett.
It'd be Garrett 100%. The consistency and the solidness out of Garrett is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, that's actually tougher. I probably shouldn't. I love Garrett, but dude, if Levi Kitchen gets his shit together, that potential is like high, right? If you put Levi Kitchen and Garrett Marchbanks in a head-to-head battle for 10 rounds, who's going to win that championship?
But what are you gonna do? Because like Levi like has like spikes.
That's what. Yes,
you know. But I think Garrett's trajectory is just kind of like going like this.
I would 100% agree.
And we just needed to keep on going like this. We can't have any dips.
And as much as I don't want to say this, Levi has gotten worse throughout the year.
Yes.
I mean, it's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Anaheim won, where he didn't ever since Anaheim won, where he got sick and kind of pulled out and did some weird shit, it was kind of like that was the whole setup of the whole entire year for him.
Yeah.
Like that literally told the entire story of the entire year. But I don't know. Either way, I think that Garrett Marchbanks is on a great path. And I think that is a testament to the work that he's put in and the program that he has found. And I think that's the structure of his home life and just everything going on. You're seeing that rise to the surface because Garrett Marchbanks really has just been getting better.
I think Garrett Marchbanks, thinking about it now, is like a really, I would almost say, no, I would say this is just a dark horse in the SMX series.
Yeah. How do we get him out of the fucking gate? If we can get him out of the gate, he could do really good. I think that in clutch moments, you literally can't depend on anybody more than Deegan. If you're those SMX rounds, Deegan is just so clutch and somehow can pull it out in those gnarly moments that it's going to be so hard to beat Deegan out in that little championship. But Marchbanks, the one thing that I've learned about my career, my entire career, is that you have to be there to capitalize. You know, not every single win of a race and every single championship is won by the best, fastest guy. Mm-hmm. That is not how racing works. That's why we love racing. If racing was, give it to the best, fastest guy every weekend, there'd be no parity. It'd be just the most boring thing ever. But racing is fun because you never know what's going to happen and you don't know how things are going to play out. And one of the big things is Garrett Marchbanks is getting more and more consistent, and he's been up front more to where if something does happen,
he's in
God
the right position.
Forbid, he's in that position. Where Levi Kitchen is taking himself out of it.
Yes.
He's not
leaving himself for that opportunity.
He's in it. He's not. He's in it. He's not. And that's keeping him out because he's not having the consistency.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, that was a really fun weekend at Washougal. I love that track.
So we have a weekend off now.
Yep, we have a weekend off. We are going to bring you some more podcasts, more content next week, which should be really cool. But yeah, just a fun weekend. It was one of those weekends where it was like
good racing, good track,
great racing. It was one of the weekends where it was like, it was fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it feel fresh?
Yes.
I mean, that definitely has to do with Jet not being on his complete A game. You know, he's on his A- game. He still came out with the win, though.
No, he didn't.
Well, win second moto.
Yes.
He still came out with a win. But Chase Sexton, I'm really glad I didn't take that bet that Jet Lawrence was going to win all the rounds. But yeah, it's cool to see Chase back on top. Good to see the confidence. Hopefully we can see that moving forward. We appreciate you guys watching the show. We appreciate everybody. Tell your mom, tell your best friend, tell your wife, tell your grandma, tell your dad, tell everybody. We appreciate you guys watching the show. We especially appreciate you guys commenting and liking and just interacting with us. Thank you guys so much. Next week, Ty, should we try to give away on the off week? Should we try to give away some more graphics?
Hell yeah.
Let's give away some more graphics next week. Make sure you guys tune in for that. Like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.